Today I'm going to discuss the reason why I mention God. It's actually a little bit strange to me sometimes to realize how free I am, to find myself rather being free with my with the way that I speak about things like that. And the reason I think is because I don't really think of this program, this podcast slash YouTube channel, as a religious program. All of the things that I talk about for me, and really I have a sense for the people who listen, are practical in the complete sense. My goal is not to convert somebody to a religion or to change somebody's mind about God or about any particular framework of belief. And two, I don't feel like I'm talking to the religious per se. In fact, I have a knowing that many of those who consider themselves religious will find some of the things that I say to be offensive. But then again, so will those who can't bear to hear me speak of God in connection with the practical ins and outs of what we have considered to be the secular economy, society, etc. And if I were trying to please the religious crowd, I would likely avoid such subjects. And if I were trying to please the secular crowd, I would likely avoid the mention of God or other worldly things. And truth be told, there is a part of me that likes to please, but I find that I just can't avoid it, since for me these subjects intermingle. And I've discovered over the years that there are people, that many of the people who come at the world with a secular view, even a materialistic view, wonder about God. It seems that he's never fully out of our minds. And to the religious, even the most devout, wonder and ponder upon the mysteries of the secular. So I'm not too concerned. I figure that the people on the two ends of the spectrum, those who are painfully atheist, who cannot bear to hear the name of God or a reference to God, won't like this channel. And the purely religious, not in the relationship sense, like somebody has a relationship with the divine, but those who are strictly dogmatic in their own views will likely also turn away from this program. And that's fine with me. I've discovered that the people who are in those two camps, I have a hard time talking to in real life. Anyways, and the rest of us are in the middle, and we can have a discussion. Because one of the things that we will all find in the years that are coming is that these things that have been separate in our minds will come together, and we'll discover that the light that comes from the unseen place will rest upon every single subject under heaven. Upon every single subject it will have a view. And every single subject which we've considered to be isolated to this world, whether it be money, or property, or selling, or buying, or marriage, or divorce. To use the proverb, the laying up of stones and the putting away of stones, war and peace, etc. All of it will find its way back to a kind of godly wisdom, to a truth that transcends and enlightens and ennobles and makes new. This is the way that there will be a new earth. For the religious sorts, those who have this kind of language, they can consider it kind of like their 1,000 years of peace, their millennium. It is a way of being in the world. So that it's not enough to just think of God. Our lives transform and bring that peace through the light touching these subjects. And on the other hand, for the secular, for those who have believed that we are responsible for creating a new earth, they'll discover that the way that that is brought to pass is by inviting in the light that comes from above. And though you may not yet know what to call it, though you may never know what to call it, though you may find yourself unable to be religious, we'll discover that we need it. Nonetheless, just like Dorothy and the lion and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow sought out the man behind the green curtain in Oz, the Wizard of Oz, though they couldn't see him, they didn't know what or who he was. They knew that they needed some answers, some clarity that would give them the answers that would bring for a better life, a better world. In their case, their particular need. A heart, a brain, if I'm getting this right. If I only had a brain, a heart, courage. Well, that was the heart. No, yeah, it was the heart and then courage, right. And then and then to go home. So, right, that's the idea. So it all has to come together. And I can't get around it. I have to talk about these things together because they go together. And I think that the separation has caused much of the problems that we have. So there you go.